Shalom, Royal Family. The class you are about to hear is taught by the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh many years ago. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Visit us at www.yahweh144000.com. Also, Royal Family, you can enroll in classes designed for the Godhead at www.universityofyahweh.org. Enjoy.
Let us turn to Psalms chapter 29. Psalms chapter 29, verse 2. Read.
Give unto the Lord Yahweh the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord Yahweh in the beauty of holiness.
Praise Yahweh. Holiness is beautiful. Being holy is required in being a man. That is one of the principal duties that we learn, being holy. And giving Yahweh the glory that is due his name. When we learn about the name Yahweh, we learn about natural qualities. We learn the attributes that belong to us. Yahweh, as the agent of nature, cooperates in all human activities. And we see that he's certainly an agent of nature when you watch television tonight. Yahweh, the God of Israel, is terrible in the Atlantic. Of course, the opponents of Yahweh always like to give credit to anybody but Yahweh, so they call him Hugo, but his name is Yahweh. And they're trying to make him, a hermaphrodite too. Got another one behind him called Iris, but it's still Yahweh. Now I'm going to prove that to you. There's a scripture that says Yahweh has his way in the storm. Where? Nahum 1, 2, and 3. Nahum, the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. Now, Yahweh is obviously angry with people all over the islands, all the Canary Islands, the Caribbean Islands. He's mad with those folks. And he has wiped out whole islands. Anybody go through one of Yahweh's storms and know he's surely terrible. He's not just great and good. Verse 2 and 3, read.
Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord Yahweh revengeth. The Lord Yahweh revengeth and is furious. The Lord Yahweh will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
Well, he's a little angry with the U.S. too. Any God in his right mind would have to be angry with America to put drugs as a god instead of the Creator, to worship false snow instead of the natural snow. Cocaine, snow, It causes Yahweh to rain fire and brimstone from heaven. Fire and brimstone means brimstone is a rock. And when you set it on fire, it's called fire and brimstone. So that's crack. You know, you set crack on fire. And he's using it to destroy people who don't want to worship him. And since the so-called black men of America are the children and family of Yahweh, then he's using these plagues to destroy black people in America in a devastating manner. They have no excuse for not knowing the name Yahweh, because I went around personally 2 years in a row, and I went to every drug area of the city and every ghetto of this country and proclaimed the name Yahweh and gave away free literature, and it was dangerous. They were having gunfights, but we always went through with ease. Had to stand behind the building a few times, but we made it. And we know they know Yahweh is God. And their rejection of their own God, the God of Israel, has caused Yahweh to bring a plague 7 times worse than what they were suffering from at first. And as I taught you last night, Yahweh will utterly and absolutely destroy all of our people until there be none, unless they repent and return to Yahweh. And we who have accepted Yahweh are the perfect example of salvation. For we suffer from none of these plagues, absolutely none. No AIDS among us. And the reason we don't have AIDS is because the laws of the God of Israel said, a man shall not lay with another man as if he's a woman. Now let's go on with our proof. Verse 3. Read.
The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger.
Now, just because Yahweh has let us get away with the wickedness we have done doesn't mean he's not going to call you to account. He's slow to anger. That means that people can just do wicked, and it just seems like they're never going to be called into account. Perfect example was Noah. Noah taught 120 years. Told the people, Yahweh's going to destroy you for your wickedness. They laughed at Noah. They made fun of Noah. Even when it started raining, they said, it always rains. That's why people are today. Well, hey, you know. When you see the plagues of Egypt upon America, people, they call out their scientists. They call in the magicians to explain it away and do little magic. Well, see, it's a greenhouse effect. See? And the wicked want to hear that. They love to hear it being anything but Yahweh. It just, tell me anything so that I can keep on doing what I'm doing. Yahweh is killing you for being booty brothers. Well, see, we have some pills now we're working on that can slow it down. You won't die from AIDS so fast. You can die more slowly. Don't take this as a chance to straighten up. They take it as a license to continue. And that's the way it was in Egypt under Pharaoh when the frogs came up in abundance and was a plague. Pharaoh called in his scientists and he called in his magicians, and Yahweh told them he was going to get them, and they said, well, you see, there was an awful lot of animals that died this year, and it caused a lot of different kind of bugs and things to come up, and the frogs had to have something to eat, so they saw there was a lot of extra food, so they laid a lot of extra eggs, and therefore you had an abundance of frogs. No big deal. And we could say, hot dog, I can go on being wicked. Not God after all. Who is this Yahweh that we should listen? Who is this God of Israel that we should listen? Well, in the end, as Pharaoh was sinking in the Red Sea, he said, I know who this God is, Yahweh, and he drowned. It's a little late when the wicked find out. But it's important for us to understand Yahweh is slow to anger. But that doesn't mean he's not going to get angry. Let's read that again.
The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked.
Don't worry about the wicked. Yahweh is not going to acquit the wicked. Now, the wicked may go to court. He may shoot and kill one of you and take himself to court and hold himself not guilty. And that's fine, because see, Yahweh is not going to acquit him. If you're wicked, you're in trouble with Yahweh. And he's not going to let you get off. It's only a matter of time. And seeing us raised from the dead is a sign of the reality that Yahweh's here. And he's among us. Anytime you see people dressed in white, living right, when all around us are living wrong, you know something happened. When we come into the knowledge of the ineffable name, and when we come into the knowledge of the, we become a new people. And knowledge of the excites us. And those without knowledge of the wonder why we're so excited. But that's a secret. And Yahweh said there's nothing hidden that won't be revealed. So all secrets are to be made known to Yahweh's children, his chosen elect. And now we are witnesses of the revelation of the. Praise Yahweh. And those without this knowledge are amazed at us. But you don't have to stay amazed. You can be a part of this. And one of the evidence of our receiving this knowledge is in our actions. It's in our lifestyle. It's in our mindset. It's in our accomplishments. It's revealed through our blessings. And it enables us to bless all the nations of the earth. We are born to bless all the nations of the planet Earth. And right now, anyone who does business with us and treats us good, they're blessed. We bless them. I said anyone that does business with us and treats us good, I bless them. And you're going to see that I will bless the entire planet Earth. For all who bless me, all who bless you, I will bless them. And if anyone dare curse you, I'll curse them. Now, Feast of Tabernacles is to bring us into the knowledge of Yahweh, and a part of that knowledge includes this, and listen carefully. Yahweh, as the agent of nature, cooperates in all human activities, and therefore is entitled to a share of what issues from them. Yahweh is entitled to a share of what he created. Here comes man who is not worthy of anything has nerve to tax you out of existence. Imagine that. He goes beyond God. He goes all past what Yahweh requires. Yahweh only requires 10%. These jokers will tax you 48%, 38%. I mean, that's a shame. That's wicked. A bunch of parasites. People go out and work, and these dogs sit up in an office and just write on a piece of paper they're taking 38% from your labor. That's on the first shot. You think that's all? He taxes your income. Then he taxes the tax on the income. Then he taxes the tax of the tax on the tax of the tax of the tax of the income. And it gives you an illusion of, here's your check. And here's what we're going to allow you to take home. Take home pay. And on your way home, you get taxed. You stop to pull you stop at the service station and you put some gas, it's gasoline tax. You so tired of tax, you thought you'd buy a pack of cigarettes to relax, and they tax your cigarettes. So, my goodness, I'll just go home and relax with a can of beer. They tax the beer. But at least I ought to be able to relax and eat some steak or something. They tax the food. They've already overtaxed the water by polluting it, so you buy some and they tax it. Well, I'll go to my house and I'll relax from taxes, and the house is taxed. And you get home and your wife taxes you. She taxes your nerves. You say, well, I'll take a vacation. I'll get away from it all, and the ticket is taxed. Airlines tax you. Well, I'll just go to a hotel. I have to pay tax on my house. I'll go to a hotel. Lo and behold, they have a bed tax. Then there's a restaurant tax. Then they're so tax crazy, so out front, when you get ready to go somewhere, they have a taxi. You'd be so paranoid every time somebody knock on the door, you say, is that the tax man? Yes, Americans are really taxed out of their existence. You work hard, you save up your money, and you leave it to your kids. Guess what? Inheritance tax. It's already been taxed already, $1 million times. Then you say, well, I won't leave it to them as an inheritance. I'll just give it to them. You say, oh, no, you won't. There's a gift tax. And these people are not God. Look how they tax you. When it's all said and done, you're lucky to have 10% left for yourself. That's fact. They reverse that thing. You know, they take 90% and say, well, they must be giving you a message and telling you that you God, because that's all they give you is 10%. That's what belongs to Yahweh, 10%. So you must be God or something. That's all they let you have is 10%. It's about time you figure out, you can look through the taxes and figure out who you are. You got to be God's. That's the divine decree. You give 10% to God. That's what they do. Certain portions of man's crop, livestock, and first fruits should be rendered to Yahweh as concrete retribution for the help that Yahweh gives to you. Let's turn to Deuteronomy chapter 16. Deuteronomy chapter 16. Verses 15, 16, and 17. Read.
7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God Yahweh, in the place which the Lord Yahweh shall choose, because the Lord thy God Yahweh shall bless thee in all thine increase and in all the works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God Yahweh in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord Yahweh empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord thy God Yahweh, which he hath given thee.
Directions are clear. When you come to the knowledge of Yahweh and that Yahweh is your God, then you obey the will of your God. And in obeying the will of your God, you will follow these prescriptions and surely rejoice. And as you keep the laws of Yahweh, you're blessed above all people on the earth, because that's his decree. And the blessings of the Lord Yahweh are designed to make you rich. Proverbs 10:22. Proverbs chapter 10. Book of Proverbs chapter 10. Verse 22. Read.
The blessing of the Lord Yahweh, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it.
This is the way of Yahweh. To make you rich is his desire. And we who have submitted to the will of Yahweh, that's exactly what he's doing. He's making us rich without apology and no sorrow with it. He puts a difficulty in our face, and then Yahweh moves the difficulty. Yahweh puts a problem in our face, and it seems very difficult. Then he solves the problem. Yahweh makes our way difficult, and then Yahweh eases the difficulty. Yahweh puts an obstacle in front of us, and it seems like surely this is the end. And then Yahweh makes a way out of no way. So it's a blessing to know the will of Yahweh. It's a greater blessing to carry out that will. So the entire world must pay tribute to Yahweh for his unselfish and eleemosynary donations to all men. For Yahweh is the giver of light. And unless all men come and worship the King of Israel, they're not going to be blessed. Zechariah 14. Zechariah chapter 14. And if you don't come and worship the King of Israel, you'll starve to death and die from much sickness. Starting at verse 16 and 17 and 18, read.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
Read verse 19 so you'll understand why. Read.
This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
So I don't care whether you're a Hindu or Buddhist, a Muslim or Christian or whatever you say you are, you're going to have to bow to the King of Israel. You're going to have to bow to Yahweh of hosts. That's it. That's just the way it is. And I happen to be the King of Israel. And that's the way that is. Some real slick reporters, they came and they interviewed me and they wanted to know, well, you're going back to Israel? I said, not anytime soon. Well, they're fighting over there. They may not want you to come in if I'm not worried about that. See, that's not the problem. I don't mind who wants to fight over Old Jerusalem. I'm not concerned who wants to die over Old Jerusalem. I'm not about that. I'm not about Old Jerusalem. See, let me tell you the one that I'm establishing. It's called New Jerusalem. That's what I'm bringing, New Jerusalem. And guess where New Jerusalem is? In the Middle East? It won't be new unless I go to the Middle East. New Jerusalem is wherever I choose to place my name. And I choose to place my name in America. I'll just clean up the farm here. I don't worry about the desert. I've been through the desert 40 years one time. That was enough for me. In the days of Moses. You don't want to see a desert. Desert is rough, boy. Have y'all just seen a picture of a desert? That's desolate. You think God is dumb enough to go set up camp on a desert? I wouldn't want to hang out with no God that say, I'll just hang on the desert. Not me, not no desert God. No. I'd rather come to rulership in New Jerusalem where there's already pavements and highways and just need some redoing. It's all about New Jerusalem and where I choose to place my name. I said the entire world must pay tribute to Yahweh. Did I just prove my case? That's what Feast of Tabernacles, and it lists Feast of Tabernacles. Isn't that beautiful? And all who don't come and worship the King of Israel, they'll get too much rain where they don't need it. And no rain where they need it. Right here in America. And now there'll always be plenty of food where I am. The righteous will never forsaken, nor will the seed of the righteous ever have to bake bread. Yahweh is the eleemosynary God. He's the good God. He's the giving God. That's what I am. And in conclusion, the Feast of Tabernacles possesses both a seasonal significance and a historical significance, and carries both a universal meaning and a particular meaning for all the people of the earth. Isn't that amazing that Yahweh designed Feast of Tabernacles for his children to keep forever, while at the same time it's designed to bless all the families of the earth, all the nations of the earth. Isn't that interesting? That eliminates all other nations from being jealous of us being chosen by Yahweh. And in history, they've been jealous of us. Look at them. They're all rich, sophisticated, upright, upstanding people, moral and clean. We can't do anything to them because Yahweh has his arms wrapped around them, protecting them. Look at them. He has them all fixed up in a city. They got all the gold and the silver and the jewels and the money. And they get jealous of you when you have all that rich stuff. Huh? Hey, I hate those Jews, man. They got all the money. That's what people say on earth. Try to run them out of all countries because they got all the money. They got all the money. That's what they say. Well, they sure going to have to get jealous of me because I'm going for all of it. All the money. And I don't want anybody following me that doesn't want all the gold and silver. Don't come near me with your post out. Don't want a poor-minded person around me. The poor can't go to heaven. So, well, what about that scripture that said, blessed are the poor and the meek, for they shall inherit? Yeah, but you have to change. And you read where you have to change? Yeah, you shall inherit, but not because you stay poor. Can't you imagine how much hell it would be in heaven with a bunch of poor folk in it? Walking up to the angels talking about, loan me $10 till Friday, ain't it? No, don't come up to me trying to borrow nothing. To come into Yahweh's heaven, you have to be rich. Oh, gosh, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, I've never been rich in my life. That's why I'm coming to you, to help you to be rich. That's what I'm here for, to make you rich. I didn't come to take anything from you, and I never have. I only come to give you an abundance of life, an abundance of wealth. That's all I've done. That's all I'm doing. You give me your pennies, and I give it back to you in dollars. The world is a witness. It's a miracle how I am building what I am with your pennies. It's a miracle. And then there are all the parasites all around trying to take from us. How many are ready for heaven on earth? Tired of wars and hell and hunger, and that's what I'm here to bring. Peace on earth forever. Can't have peace and be broke. Won't be no homeless folk living in my kingdom. I'll have all of them out. They'll be picking peanuts or something. You will not eat in the kingdom of heaven and don't work. Only man I found they'll listen to is Yahweh. Now they'll stop and listen to Yahweh. It's because Yahweh is God. He's the black man's God. He's your God. It's not important right now that he's the God of everybody. The point is he's your God. Yahweh really is your God. And the God of Israel is the only God. That's what you have to know. Praise Yahweh. And I'm the only one allowed to tell you and teach you. Nobody else is allowed to teach you. But America is designed for my coming. I wouldn't come to any other country but America. Can you imagine me coming to Tiananmen Square? Huh? Nah, man, I don't speak Chinese. I'm not going over there putting up no Statue of Liberty. Not in China, I'm not. It's already here. All you have to do is take advantage of the opportunity. The opportunity for you to be righteous is wide open here. There's no law in America that prevents you from being good. There's not one law on the books of America that will stop you from being upright, ethical, moral, and honest, and honorable. There's nothing to prevent you from being an eminent people, a people of high repute. Plenty of laws on the books against your being a criminal, and there ought to be. Because I sure have plenty of laws to teach you about not being a criminal. The laws of Yahweh say, thou shalt not steal. That's clear. And I wouldn't need a prison for thieves. I solved that problem. Yahweh's laws that I teach say, thou shalt not kill. We wouldn't have to worry about whether there's a prison for people who kill. Won't be in a prison. Under my rule, I will eliminate all prisons. I'll never work and pay $40,000 a year to keep some criminal alive in a prison. The laws of Yahweh are very clear about killers. The only people who don't want to see Yahweh's laws in effect that solve all crime are those who get rich from criminals. The system of America is designed to get rich from criminal activity. It's designed for criminals. The only ones that have rights are criminals. Victims of crime don't have any rights right now. But there's opportunity in America for a crime-free society. Yes, it's opportunity. America is wide open for an opportunity for you to have pornography wide open on every corner, have a whorehouse on every corner. That opportunity exists in America. If that's what the people want, they can all get together, vote it in. That's what it is. That doesn't mean Yahweh will condone it and let it last forever, but you have that opportunity. So you have an opportunity in America to have no pornography at all. You have an opportunity in America to be poor, and you have an opportunity to be rich. I love this opportunity here. You You have to be crazy not to love this opportunity that's afforded you in America. This is the world's greatest land of opportunity. Right here. I just love it. You have an opportunity to be good and nobody can stop you. You have an opportunity to own Miami, to own Dade County. You can own every square inch of it if you want to. That's your opportunity. Ask the Cubans. Y'all who are not from here, read, go around and ask who the Cubans. They'll tell you they own Miami. When they own it in the last 20 years. Came off the boat from Cuba with nothing. But everybody came to America with nothing. Huh? Everybody was an immigrant to America, the land of the wilderness, but it was an opportunity. World's greatest experiment. You have an opportunity to change your ghetto into heaven. It doesn't have to stay a ghetto. You have the opportunity to change it. I'm changing it block by block to give you an example. I'm an example. My people who don't know Yahweh wanted to blame Reagan for having nothing. Now they want to blame Bush for having nothing. I accomplished everything I have under Reagan and Bush without help of either. Proving what? The opportunity is here in Yahweh. And that's what Feast of Tabernacles is all about, is to remind us of our history, which is our past. And by studying our history, we can see the pitfalls of when we reject Yahweh's laws, we were cursed, put in slavery, suffer. When we return to Yahweh, we're blessed. So I invite you to the season of blessings. You no longer have to be cursed. You can be blessed. All you have to do is come into the knowledge of God.
Greetings, royal family. Let's talk about the most prestigious private university in the universe, the University of Yahweh. It is here where students, parents, adults, and teachers study the divine mind of Yahweh Ben Yahweh, thus elevating them to contemplate and understand the loftier concepts and principles, enabling their minds to focus and think on an extraterrestrial level. This intellectual ability and unique set of skills supersede all base, mundane, and terrestrial thinking, thus allowing one's minds to open up and flourish with an overwhelming abundance of creative ideas and loftier concepts, making life and living more enjoyable. The University of Yahweh is woven deep within the fabric of the moral principles of truth, honesty, integrity, true holiness, righteousness, ethics, and justice for all. The University of Yahweh is designed for the Godhead, and this includes students, parents, adults, and the Godhead. In the University of Yahweh, the online platform, you gain a structured format to the approach of the divine mind of Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh Yahweh. We welcome you to visit our website at www.universityofyahweh.org. This platform is specifically designed for the Godhead and the Godhead family. The 144,000 chosen to rule in righteousness. We look forward to working with you as we prepare for rulership in righteousness. Praise Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Praise Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Beit Nun Sophie Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. Shalom, Royal Family.